So this is a key tip about finding your Spanish property agent. Now we know in order to buy a property in most countries, unless you're finding it directly, maybe on the internet, you're usually going to end up using a real estate agent of some description. Exactly the same thing here in Spain. And I always think finding your real estate agent, your property agent, is absolutely key to the success of finding the property. But finding a real estate agent actually isn't the same thing as finding the property. And I think this is one of the biggest mistakes that most people make. Because what people do is they go looking for properties and then they find the estate agent who has listed that property. And assuming that if that's the property they want to buy, they have to deal with that estate agent. But actually, it's not true. Here's a secret. It's kind of the most commonly known secret out there, but no one really thinks about it and its ramifications. Most countries have what we call some form of multi-listings systems when it comes down to properties in specific areas. A multi-listing system is basically a database or, it's basically a database that all the real estate agents list their properties on so that they can share the listings. Now, what this means in the simplest of terms is that if I'm in Estepona and somebody comes to me with a property in Estepona that they want me to sell for them, I can put it on this system, and that means that somebody as far away from me on my coast as Malaga Central or Mijas can find a buyer for that property if it suits them. And in all honesty, there's nothing to stop somebody as far away from me as Madrid or Barcelona looking up on that system and finding that property. So it's a database and a marketing platform for real estate agents. These things exist in the UK, they exist in America, they're everywhere. But a lot of people don't realize that as a property buyer, the multi-listing system gives you an immense amount of power. And let me explain to you why. Because if you think that you can only buy the property you're interested from a specific agent, then once you find a property you like, you're stuck with that agent. Whereas if you really understand the ramifications of the multi-listing system, most of the properties, I would easily guess 70 to 80% of the properties that you will find available for sale are on that system, which means that you can buy that property through any of the agents who are part of that system. Now, why is this important? Well, let me give you a couple of examples, real life examples that's happened or I've been involved in one way or another or advised on in more than one occasion. A strangely common occurrence is that somebody finds a property, therefore contacts the agent who advertised it. They go and look at the property, and at some point they decide that they don't like this estate agent. They either don't like their mannerisms, or they don't like their style. The estate agent's pushy or does something that leads them to believe that this estate agent isn't trustworthy, and they don't want to work with this estate agent. But they still want to buy the property. Now, usually in this case, you're kind of stuck. Because if you think that the property is only available through the specific estate agent, then you're going to be stuck with that estate agent if you want to buy it. Now, I've known very, very intelligent people walk away from purchasing certain properties because they didn't want to buy them with the estate agent who had listed them and they would have to work with, knowing that either the estate agent was untrustworthy and they didn't think it was a good idea to work with someone they didn't trust, or just not liking them and knowing it wouldn't be a good experience or it would be more complicated than it needed to be because they were inefficient, or any of the other reasons why someone may decide that they're just not comfortable working with somebody. But understanding that multi-listing systems exist makes you realize that you're not stuck with the estate agent who listed the property. So, what does this mean? It means that you should look for your estate agent before you start looking for properties. You should be looking for somebody who you like, who you trust. It may be that they're in the area and they're located in the area that you want to buy the property, but it doesn't have to be that. Because the way technology is now with the internet and social media, you don't have to be in an area to have good knowledge of that area, just good systems to be able to analyze research areas. What you're really looking for is somebody UKIC. Know, have interest in, and have confidence in. Somebody who you know, you like, and you trust. Somebody who you believe is going to do a great job for you. Somebody who you have references or referrals for, or have done social media searches, Trustpilot reviews, and have got good reviews of, and you're comfortable to work with this person, and you're confident that they will be able to help you, and they will be trustworthy and competent in helping you to get the best result in your property search. Now, a property investment consultant is really best placed to do that, because we are going to be looking after you from the very earliest part of your area search, before you even start drilling your search down to specific urbanizations or specific properties. We would have been helping you, making sure that you're in the right area for you. And that's why property investment consultants are so well placed to take the role of basically being your estate agents in terms of the search. And what's great about that is, as I said, once you find a property that you're interested in, you're not stuck with the estate agent who listed it. Your property investment consultant, or even another estate agent, can happily contact that agent on your behalf and get you access to that property. And because in Spanish property sales, the property sale commission is paid by the seller, it won't cost you any extra to have your property investment consultant or another estate agent who you found who you prefer to work with than the one who's listed the property. It won't cost you an extra penny to work through them. But what it will save you is time, stress, aggravation. And if the estate agent who listed the property isn't somebody you find particularly trustworthy, it could save you a lot of money, heartache, and despair when things go wrong, or you have disagreements, or you have a pressurized situation where people aren't agreeing and you don't get on. So, most important thing to remember, you're not stuck with the estate agent who listed the property. Now, this is not 100% the case. Some estate agents, in fact most, will have one or two properties or a handful of properties on their books that they keep exclusively, and they don't upload to the multi-listing system. Why? Well, these are normally because these are properties that are amazingly good deals, fantastic values. They know they're going to sell them quickly, so there's no reason to put them on the platform or the database and to share the commissions to get them sold. They don't need to share the commissions. They know they're going to sell them quickly. But the reason those properties probably don't apply to you isn't because you don't want a great property. It's because most real estate agents will already have a handful of investors or repeat buyers who they hold those properties for and sell through them very quickly. So the probability of you going to that estate agent and having access to those kind of properties is actually quite slim. But that's fine, because that's only going to be a very small portion of what they have. Maybe 5, maybe 10% of all the properties they have access to that they've personally listed. The rest of them will all be on a multi-listing system, which means all other agents on that system will have the ability to have access to those properties and help them sell them, meaning that you're not stuck with a real estate agent who you're not comfortable with, don't trust, dislike, or think is incompetent, or somebody who's out for themselves. You can find the real estate agent that you like, you know, you trust, you have confidence in, you have good reviews, you have good social media feedback, you have Trustpilot or other type of organization giving them good reviews, and you can work with that person knowing that that person will have access to the vast majorities of the properties on the coast or in the area. So you're really looking for an estate agent before you look for a property. And as I said before, a property investment consultant is best placed to do this, because we are going to be working with you all the way from the very initial steps, from the inception of your thoughts of buying a property over in Spain, all the way through to you walking out the notary with the keys, and after, with the after sales, maybe working, helping with the renovations, project managing the renovations, all the way through to managing and taking care of the rentals for you, and all the subsequent issues resolving that. So remember, in terms of buying a Spanish property, first thing is to find your area. Find your area. Drill down your area, spend some time in your area, and then once you know that you want to be on this coast or that coast or this town or that town within the coast, then you need to drill down into specific streets, urbanizations, beaches, where you really want to be based on your budget. Secondly, get yourself a property investment consultant, because that's where you're going to start to really get the value of somebody who will help you with all the research for the areas you want, and getting information to really understand which areas you want to be in and get all of that type of research done. Also, your property investment consultant, because they are your employee and they are taking care of your interests, will happily represent you in terms of getting the properties that are available on the multi-listing system so that you have access to them and can be shielded from what might be a potential bad relationship with a real estate agent. They will shield you from that because it's their job to deal with the real estate agent for you and just only make sure that you have dealings with the property itself or the properties you're interested in seeing. If you can't get a property investment consultant or there are none in your area, then my suggestion is you look for a reputable estate agent who you want to work with first before you look for the property. The point I'm making here is the property should be the third thing you look for in your Spanish property search. First your area, zero down the location, then your property consultant and or real estate agent. And once you've got those two and you're comfortable that you know you're in the right area, right down to the streets that you're interested in or the urbanizations you're interested in or the beach areas that you're interested in, the mountain you're interested in, then you drill it down into which property investment consultant you're going to use and trust to help you through the whole process, or if there are none available, which real estate agent that you like and trust and good recommendations of that you're going to use to help you with the process. And after that, then you go looking for the property. Because only with a real estate agent or property investment consultant in place will you be able to actually buy the property you want in a stress-free and safe, secure manner without losing your money or possibly being misadvised out of either unscrupulous reasons or just plain inefficiency. So that's what I've got to say about finding your agent. Don't find a property and get stuck with a real estate agent. Find your real estate agent and they'll have access to 90% of the properties available. Property consultants will always be there to help you right from the beginning and right through to the end. So that's a bit of information on finding the agent. Now just remember, this is only really one part of our 12-part system of buying a property in Spain safely, securely, and stress-free. If you want to know the rest of the system, the quickest way to get the information will be to get a copy of our book, How to Buy a Property in Spain. The link will be below. And in addition to that, if you'd like to engage us and actually get some help, you're ready to buy a property and you know that it's your time to get a property in the next 3 to 6 months, we're more than happy to help you, work with you, do everything that we recommend in the book, but actually as a done-for-you service. So just contact us with one of the methods below. You can link us on Calendly to book a phone call, send us an email, drop us a WhatsApp on the mobile number, and we can arrange a time for a call and let us know your circumstance, situation, and we'll let you know if we can help you. But most importantly, never forget, finding the property is the third stage in the process. First, your area, saving a lot of time on that, get it right. Visit the areas different times of day, night, if you can, different seasons. Drill it right down to the road. Then your property investment consultant, if you haven't already got one before you started looking for the area. But once you're looking at the area, they will help you with that research. All the research you can't do because your logistics where you're based, they will do for you. If you can't afford or you can't get a property investment consultant, then look for your real estate agent. Second, get a good real estate agent that you're comfortable with and that you like and you want to work with and you trust. And then, only then, at step 3, start looking at the actual physical apartments, villas, townhouses, fincas, or whatever form of property you're interested in buying takes. So with that, have a great day.